Hey there, intrepid explorers of the unknown, scrapping history here, and welcome to a world shrouded in darkness. A world where whispers of malevolent forces cling to seemingly innocuous objects. These aren't your everyday museum pieces. Oh no, we're diving headfirst into the chilling tales of the cursed, the possessed, the downright dangerous artifacts with stories that'll chill you to your core. Welcome to our countdown of the most cursed objects from around the world. These items have a dark history and are said to bring misfortune to anyone who comes into contact with them. From glittering jewels with a blood-soaked past, to paintings that seem to breathe with an evil life of their own, we're about to uncover the stories behind the legends. So, dim the lights today, grab your skepticism and maybe a security blanket because things are about to get spooky. First up, we're kicking things off with what might be the most glamorous harbinger of doom, the Hope Diamond. This thing practically screams, "I'm cursed, darling," but in a fabulous way. This 45.52 carat heart-shaped blue diamond is a stunner, no doubt. It's been captivating hearts and tempting fate for centuries, but its beauty, my friends, comes with a hefty price. Legend has it that this dazzling gem was once the eye of a Hindu idol, ripped away by a thief who met a gruesome end. Coincidence perhaps, but the trail of misfortune doesn't end there. Over the centuries, this diamond has passed from royal hands to wealthy socialites, leaving a trail of misfortune in its wake. Bankruptcy, violent deaths, accusations of infidelity, and even beheadings seem to follow this gem like a bad smell. I mean, we're talking King Louis XIV, Marie Antoinette, and Evelyn Walsh McLean, all big names, all met with some pretty terrible ends. Even the Hope Diamond's namesake, Henry Thomas Hope, who owned the diamond in the 19th century, didn't escape its curse. The guy ended up broke and estranged from his family. Talk about bad luck. Now, some say it's all just a bunch of superstitious mumbo-jumbo, right? Just a series of unfortunate coincidences blown out of proportion. But when you look at the sheer number of tragedies surrounding this gem, you've got to wonder, is there something more sinister at play? Next up, we're ditching the glitz and glamour for something a little more, shall we say, rustic. Get ready to meet the D-Book box, a humble little wine cabinet with an appetite for terror. This unassuming wooden box, originating from Jewish folklore, is said to be more than just a storage space. Oh no, it's believed to be a vessel, a prison of sorts, for a restless, malevolent spirit known as a Dybbuk. And trust me, you don't want to invite one of these things to your next dinner party. They're known for wreaking havoc, causing illness, misfortune, and just general bad vibes. This isn't just some campfire story, though. The Dybbuk box rose to infamy when it was auctioned off on eBay back in 2003. And let me tell you, the seller did not skimp on the creepy details. Insomnia, nightmares, strange smells, and even physical ailments plagued the new owner, who quickly realized this was no ordinary antique. The box bounced around from owner to owner, each one experiencing their own string of unexplained phenomena. It even caught the attention of paranormal investigator Zach Bagans, who now keeps the box safely locked away, hopefully, in his haunted museum in Las Vegas. So what do you think? Just an overactive imagination fueled by a spooky backstory? Or is this little wooden box truly a Pandora's box of paranormal activity? All right, art lovers, this next one is for you, but be warned, this isn't your typical museum masterpiece. This is the story of the Crying Boy, a painting that's as mysterious as it is supposedly cursed. This mass-produced print depicting a young boy with tear-stained cheeks was a popular household decoration in the UK back in the 1950s. But its popularity took a dark turn when firefighters started noticing a chilling pattern. Time and time again, they'd find copies of the Crying Boy completely unscathed in the charred remains of house fires. Coincidence? Maybe. But as the stories piled up, so did the legends. Some whispered that the painting was cursed, that the boy in the portrait was a real-life orphan who died in a fire, his spirit forever trapped within the canvas. Others claimed the painting was cursed by a Romani woman after the artist Bruno Amadio refused to pay for her portrait. Whatever the truth may be, the legend of the Crying Boy took on a life of its own, sparking fear and fascination in equal measure. Newspapers ran stories about the cursed painting, and people began to dispose of their own copies, fearing they too might fall victim to the curse. So, is there any truth to the legend of the crying boy, or is this just a case of mass hysteria fueled by a series of unfortunate coincidences? You decide. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to journey to the UK once again for a tale that's as old as it is unsettling. This is the story of the Busby Stoop chair, a seemingly ordinary piece of furniture with an extraordinary and deadly reputation. This wooden chair residing in the Busby Stoop Inn in North Yorkshire, England, isn't just some dusty old relic. Oh no, it's said to be cursed by the ghost of Thomas Busby, an 18th century murderer who met his demise on the very same spot where the chair now stands. Legend has it that Busby cursed the chair with his dying breath, vowing that anyone who dared to sit in it would suffer a swift and gruesome death. And wouldn't you know it, people started dying. Over the years, countless individuals who've ignored the warnings and plopped themselves down in the Busby Stoop chair have met with untimely and often gruesome ends. We're talking car accidents, fatal falls, even sudden illnesses, all seemingly linked to the cursed chair. The stories became so frequent and so disturbing that the landlord of the Busby Stoop Inn eventually decided enough was enough. He banished the chair to the attic, hoping to put an end to the curse's reign of terror. But even that wasn't the end of the story. We're wrapping up this spooky adventure with a tale that's sure to give you nightmares. Forget Chucky, forget Freddy, we're diving headfirst into the terrifying true story of Annabelle, the doll that's haunted pop culture since her reign of terror began in the 1970s. Picture this. A seemingly innocent Raggedy Ann doll lovingly gifted to a young nursing student. Sweet, right? Wrong. This wasn't your average playtime companion. This doll, named Annabelle by the way, had a penchant for the paranormal and a knack for terrifying anyone who crossed her path. We're talking strange movements, handwritten notes appearing out of thin air, even reports of the doll levitating and attacking people. The nursing student and her roommate, understandably freaked out, called in paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, who quickly realized that Annabelle wasn't your typical haunted doll. The Warrens concluded that Annabelle wasn't possessed by a child's spirit, but rather a demonic entity masquerading as one to lure in unsuspecting victims. Chilling, right? The Warrens, fearing the doll's power, took Annabelle into their custody, placing her in a glass case in their occult museum where she remains to this day. But the story doesn't end there. Legend has it that Annabelle is still active, her evil influence seeping out from behind that glass case. Visitors have reported feeling uneasy, even physically ill in the doll's presence. Some have even claimed that Annabelle has followed them home. So there you have it, folks. A glimpse into the chilling world of cursed objects, where history and the paranormal collide in the most unsettling of ways. Whether you believe in curses or chalk it all up to coincidence, there's no denying the power of these objects to capture our imaginations and send shivers down our spines. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more spine-chilling content, and remember, some things are better left untouched. After all, if there's one thing we've learned from these tales, it's that some objects might be best left undisturbed, locked away in museums or hidden in the darkest corners of history. Sweet dreams.